I've given up on being ready for this show. Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for Dandadan Season 2, Episode 3, and I'm excited to see where we go from here. We've left off with our kicks crossing in the air, and Gigi has been overwhelmed entirely by the power that resides within him. Our hopeful turning him into a member of our team is kind of going according to plan, and kind of he might kill us. He seems very dangerous, and the animation around him being very dangerous is really cool, and we're having a lot of fun with it. I want to talk a little bit about it and then dive right into it because I want to get rolling and see how this concludes. See what we do with this backstory, current story situation that's going on with Gigi's internal world, with the mountain and the village and the mystery and the legend of the snake and the volcanic eruption. There's like a huge backdrop that's got kind of epic stakes to it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Okay, so the part that I wanted to talk about was that over the course of the last week, I kind of realized something that probably should have been obvious and isn't like a great revelation or anything, but it helps things make a little bit of sense to me, and it also might be wrong. So don't I'm not gonna get stuck on it. But the idea is that we've been introduced to this sort of circumstance before. Turbo Granny is one particular spirit with like a particular mentality and worldview and perspective and stuff. And she has a degree of power that's related to like running and being fast and racing people. But in the circumstance with the tunnel that she was a part of, she got locked in and sort of transmogrified with a much bigger, much darker, location bound spirit. But that wasn't Turbo Granny. They were two spirits that had kind of combined in some ways. And it's not clear that that has to be like all or nothing. They're like completely combined and now they're not the same individual spirits that they were, or they're separated in their individual spirits. It seems like there's like a spectrum and random weird shit can happen. This is spirit stuff, and we can kind of do whatever the fuck we want because that's the nature of Dandadan. But the vibe that I get is that the spirit that Gigi is attached to, the evil eye, is the spirit of the child and children who have been destroyed and killed and sacrificed ritually for this whole evil process. And they have become attached or entwined with the location spirit of the mountain, the great snake, which is, of course, actually the Mongolian deathworm. And it's the like connection between them that's causing this purple spirit to cause people to die incidentally, accidentally. So when we get that spirit being like dance 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 and then the glow happens and then everybody dies, I don't think that the evil eye is doing the killing. I think the evil eye is like sending signals to the Mongolian deathworm to be like, "Hey, Mongolian deathworm, come over here and murder these people. They're a willing sacrifice, a perfect sacrifice for you." But that's not what the evil eye spirit actually wants. So there's this entanglement of these two sort of concepts. And I wonder if that's like, if we to do the weird split metaphor, view this from like a psychic perspective, and not like psychic, I guess in a psychic perspective, then I wonder if that's sort of like the entangling of two separate personae or two separate parts of yourself, like your violent rage and your desire to protect people who need protecting. Like if those two things get warped and twisted and tangled up in each other, you might have trouble separating them and separating that like protective desire from anger and doing both in a like sincere and safe way, or like being able to control your anger without suppressing the part of you that actually feels like it should be angry about certain things. Like there are injustices in the world and you should have particular feelings about those, and there's a piece of your internal wiring that's going to surface those feelings. And if you just view it as a Mongolian deathworm coming to kill everybody, you're going to suppress it and it's going to be bad. I don't know if that's like intended here. It's just one zoomed out psychological kind of read that I got from it. But the part that I think is pretty clear, but also I don't want to get stuck on, is that these two spirits are entangled and therefore could be separated. Perhaps if we can deal with and incorporate and resolve some of the conflict that's going on internally with Gigi, we can then like deal with and handle this more broad problem of the village and the snake and the murders and the monsters. And if we can do that in a way that separates them, then we can pull the whole Gigi with his whole spiritual power away from the location bound spirit that grants it way more strength, but also forces it to be kind of dark and destructive and can't do the things that that spirit actually wants to do, which is to like go out and play. Or maybe it's just a conniving evil spirit that wants to use Gigi's body because he's a genius and turn him into a purple Superman who kicks soccer balls of souls through people's heads, and that'll be fucking awesome too. In which case, we're gonna just have to defeat it and crunch it down, and still we gotta make friends with it though. We gotta make friends with it. Gigi is a member of the team already. He's just in that phase where he's fighting against us because he's got something that we've got to resolve now. And I expect that the next episode, or maybe even two, is going to be dedicated entirely to fighting back that thing and letting Gigi and its true self, maybe? Like, if we can cleanse the yokai in almost like a magical girl perspective and let it transcend what it has become, what it's been chained down by trauma and death and destruction and pain and getting burned from the feet up by lava and, painful stuff, then maybe we can incorporate these things, and then we'll have four spiritually active characters, with Momo and Okarun in the front, and Gigi and Ira kind of chilling behind, and then we have to figure out the dynamics between Gigi and Ira, and whether there's anything interesting going on there, or whether they just bounce off of each other, or whether they get along great, or whatever. And we can get to that when we get to that. First, we gotta save his spirit from this fucking evil spirit, and also I think we've got to save that evil spirit from the bigger, badder evil spirit, and the thing that we've said a couple times, which is even if those legends aren't true, they become a human sin that convinces humans to do evil things. So even without the Mongolian death worm, the fucking Kito family are murdering people and doing all sorts of evil in this village in order to further their own power and save everybody, they think. And we gotta put a stop to that real quick. Okay, I think that's my whole spiel here at the beginning. I want to draw something, so I'm gonna draw something. That's such a big mistake. That sucks so bad. I just fat fingered it right here where there's supposed to be more of a gap. It's fine, but it's not fine. I don't have whiteout or anything like it either. Maybe with the blender? Damn. It's not so bad. It's really not so bad. It's okay. However. Alright. Got a little bit of white glue. Yay! Oh, that's so silly. Kind of cool though. Didn't 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 realize I could do that. Kind of cool. I wonder what more I can do with that. It's kind of also cool because this is Dandadan, and the Dandadan OPs have contained a lot of paper cut stuff. Okay, couple more things that I gotta get done here. Okay, so once the markers go down, graphite can't really be erasered. I see. That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, I think I'm happy with him as he is. I've got sort of a gem-like or geometric eye, which was how my mind wanted to deal with the fact that it, like, scintillates and pulses with light and is all shiny and stuff. I think it's depicted in, like, a number of different ways over the course of the actual episodes, but this is the one that my brain came up with as, like, "Oh, that's something that I could actually probably represent on paper," and I'm really glad that I did because I think it turned out really cool. Um, and then for the snake, I wanted there's a classic tattoo of a snake curling around a dagger, and so you might have seen me, like, looking up and down while I was sort of framing out and sketching out the snake portion of this, and that's because I had a couple of images of, like, snakes wrapped around daggers to look at. Because figuring out in my brain how the, like, stomach of the snake turns and contorts and twists and stuff is weird and hard and weird and hard and weird. And even with references, I think like this portion's kind of weird looking a little bit, and this down here is a little weird looking a little bit, but overall, it looks like a snake. and, and that's good enough for me, baby. I also don't feel like it got totally ruined by coloring it. We lost the detail that I did with the pencil lines in here, but I think that the striping makes up for it. I think if I were to do this again, I would want to use a lighter tone for the backside of the snake so that I could really see the graphite lines coming through, or I'd want to go over the whole thing with a pen and make all of the line work really crisp and, like, inked and stuff, and then I could do those lines all over it again, and I think that they would give the texture that I wanted. But I bring it up because we had talked in the Godzilla episode about using those horizontal lines on sinuous three-dimensional shapes to create texture and feel to them, and that's what I wanted to create out of here, but we lost it once I blat over it with all the color. And even going back over it with graphite again, the lines don't really, like, pop, so I think they would have to be done with pen to make it work. Outside of that, I'm really happy with it. I think this was really fun. Yeah, cool weird tattoo design that probably needs a draft or two, but for a first draft of a cool weird monster snake around a weird gem thing, I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Okay, let me plop it up and then we'll get going. Snakety snake, snakety snake, snake. All right, Okaroon, how are you and Momo going to defeat two yokai at once when one of them is a genius and also has a bunch of crazy yokai powers and is kicking soccer balls at your face? Well, Okaroon's blasted in with a kick, and I don't know what's going to happen next. Let's watch the episode, and maybe we'll just maybe we'll get to find out. I've got episode 3 up and ready to go. It's sitting at 0 seconds. There'll be 2 versions, picture in picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down. Let's go. Oh, oh, ow. Okay, so he will not defeat it, is the answer. Fuck. That's the title of the episode. Okay. Daga nigeru! Oh, fuck. All the energy from the last episode just continues. Just continues. There's zero break. Hell yeah. Is it Hyalai? Or no, Hyalai is what's the kicking one? With the kicking balls over a net? I hadn't put that together that he might be using some of those moves. I did go through and watch the entirety of Kung Fu Hustle, and I don't think that it's directly referenced here. I thought it was the source of all the references. Huh? Huh? It's a butthole. Oh, yeah. That's way up there. We gotta ride the worm out of here. Gotta get a thumper. And hooks. Oh. Yeah, ride it. If it's just you. Yada. It would buy us time. Whoa. Super serious promise. But is he just acting tough to protect her? I think he's got it. But we should have it together. Is this her saying she's not? No, okay. Okay. We're seeing eye to eye for real. Ja, Momo-chan. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Leg power. Psh, psh. That's so sick. And we're going. Okay, fire, fire. Okay, reach, reach, reach. Reach with your hand, with your green hand. No, fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, 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 fuck. Come on, the reach. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, can you do a pull-up? With magic, yes. And you're fucked. Oh, shit. The instant purple is bad. Hi, buddy. So let's have this out for real. Yorokobe shonen. I don't think so, man. Fuck, it's so cool. That's two really smooth close-up transformations. All right, now we gotta move. Gotta think, gotta think. Could you tear it open so there's more sunlight? Oh, back to childhood with Gigi. Rain. Earthworms kill themselves in the water. And they're hot springs, so there's water. Mango saffron? Okay. Okay. Books. Fire. Sprinklers? That's not enough water. Okay. Pour water on it. Get a fire truck. Okay. There's nobody fucking here. There are people here. There's actually a fire brigade out here. Okay, so water and drown the earthworm and then get it to expose itself to the sunlight so it dries out? Momo, you're so smart. Tensai da. Yeah, it's fucking great. Somebody commented that this OP is so much more about the relationship between Okarun and Momo. And with that in mind, like watching it through again, it feels so damn good. Ah. Oh my gosh, it's homing. What's the plan, Okarun? You played kick soccer ball back and forth with him earlier. What the fuck? Hit and run. I feel like he's just trying to occupy him at this point. Oh, he's going for something, though. Oh, man. It does have homing. Good. What's the play, man? Hmm. Hmm? Does he have limitations? Or is it the poison? Oh. Whoa! Oh no, the barrier thing. Boing, boing. This is bad. Oh? Oh. All the spirits that have died. Whoa, but he can enter. Oh no. Oh no, now we're in like a tiny little squash court, and if he bounces the ball around, it's oh no. I guess he doesn't even need to. He's just fighting an elevator, and we're not Captain America. Oh shit. What have we got, Okarun? Don't talk about Momo like that. Hey. You became my... Whoa. This musculature all locked in. Fuck yeah. Oh, legs. Please do. Took over the color. He took over the color. He keeps pushing the color back. 20 reps. Oh, it's breaking. Come on, man. One more set. All that training is paying off. Yeah, fuck your house. I didn't think he had anything. That's awesome. It feels like a real fulfillment of his working out. But he used all his full throttles, right? And Gigi's gonna be able to get back up. Oh no. The poison hasn't really affected Okarun yet, unless this is that effect. Now we're turned away from Gigi. He's gonna carry him. But he hasn't transformed back. We could use a little bit of luck right now. Splat. Yada! The big teary eyes. You stow that attitude, Turbo Baba. I like this background track. So silly. Yeah, if I'm stuck, we're both stuck. Stop fucking with me, man. Oh, it's so goopy. Please don't trip. He's gonna trip. Please don't fall. No, fuck! Oh, no! Oh, fuck! It's all over. You idiots. All right, we're pouring water on the fire. Oh, that's the guy. That's the cop. You don't. Not that guy, man. Not that guy. You're gonna be blamed for all of it. But that's the corrupt cop. Don't fuck around. Yeah. Oh, shit. And then it's all night. It's not working, Momo. Use some powers, maybe? This is bad. Oh. The volcano? This guy's face. I can't. Okay, we got water dripping down. Maybe that's the earthworm freaking out. You think you did it, Momo? What is everybody else gonna see? Whoa! Wow! It's in the sunlight. They can see it. Brilliant, Momo. Suicide. Tensai. Oh, yeah! It's burning up. Shit. Insane. Burn, baby, burn. Earthworm Inferno. Okay. Well, that's the big problem. Amazing sound effects. Very scary. It just feels, is it gonna explode? No. Get wrecked. Mm. Yeah, me too. Got it! Got it! Got it! Oh! Bleh. Don't touch the goop. Oh, shit. Oh, the Keto family. Uh-oh. Y'all are fucking idiots. I guess. Don't be mad at. Yeah, don't. God damn! Yeah. Your great serpent lord is a fucking. Yeah. Don't get stuck in the goop. The volcano. There is a volcano. Oh shit. The great serpent lord was protecting us. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. That was fast. End? Okay, we do get another one. I'm under the impression that this ED is going to grow on me literally every time I watch it. Insane. The little thing at the end? Okay. Bunk. That's fine, because we're gonna watch it right away, and I probably finished this little chonky arc thing off. This is a super fun episode. There are a couple things Sakuga wise that are there are always some things that are worth looking at Sakuga wise, but I don't want to get bogged down in going through everything. So let me just sort of talk in some broad terms. There are some really bonkers scenes of Okarun running through this whole house conglomeration situation. The 20 rep punches to the sky are fantastic, and like the whole build of tension around that, the framing of their faces against each other, it all just feels really freaking good. It's a rehash of them playing soccer back and forth. It's a microcosm of their friendship and competition, but then it's been built on by the yokai to make it twisted and wrong. And it's like Okarun taking a stand against that twisting to get his friend back. The three things, two of them did not surprise me. You messed with Momo, not allowed. You pissed me off, not allowed. You what is it? You corrupted my friend? That's the one I didn't expect. I thought it was going to be something like the mistake that you made as Gigi was becoming my friend because now I care about you. But in thematically, they all work really solidly and are like the right answers. You know, they're like the thing that's going to give me power in this moment with my back up against the wall isn't that I'm trapped and you're bigger than me. It's that you're fucking with the people I care about. One, two, three. Momo, Gigi, and myself. You pissed me off. You fucked with Gigi, and you're trying to hurt Momo, and all of those things are no goes. So I'm gonna give it all I've got. I'm gonna come at you with everything that I have. I like it. I think it's cool. More flips and kicks from Gigi being amazing. The couple of scenes where the worm comes up out of the ground and is big and there's huge scale to it are really cool. And there are at least two really good looking transformations from Okarun where we're up close on his face as it warps up in on him, and it just feels so damn good to look at. It feels so cool. Let's skim through and we'll gander at a couple of those, check them out on Sakuga, and then move on to the next episode. Can't withstand strong light, strong UV light from the sun. Isn't that wonderful? And true of lots of things. True of lots of things. I will do something about Gigi. This is really sturdy from Okarun. Really straightforward. He isn't deflecting. He's not taking a side angle. He's not uncertain about himself. He's not sure whether this is the right. He's not unsure whether this is the right thing to do. He is willing and able to look Momo right in the eye and say, "I got this." It's pretty cool. I wonder, because he doesn't really have like a plan besides to fight him. I wonder if part of this is just like, no, you know what? My read on it is that he is going to give it his best, and he also has trust in Momo that she's going to figure something out on her end. So, like, in my head, I'm wondering how much of this is Okarun putting on a brave face so that Momo is willing to escape, so that she actually does get herself out of there, and then he puts himself in much more jeopardy without certainty that he'll actually solve the problem, and how much of it is actually certainty in Okarun that he can solve this. I think it's like 50-50, and there's a third 50. There's a third 50%. The 50% is, I believe in myself and I've got this. And then the 50% is, I'm not sure I've got this, but I need to convince you that I have it so that you take action to save yourself. And then I think the third 50% for a total of 150% certainty is that Momo will pick up the slack and she's going to have my back. Folding into the relationship, it's like, I'm able to handle shit on my own, and I trust you to. Eye to eye, I'm begging you. And she's surprised by it, but, like, she really sees him in this moment. She goes up and takes his hand, and she returns his promise with her own. I promise I'll save you, so help Gigi, please. And we glue it together with this pan over shot, this rotating shot, because we go really simple, shot, reverse shot, right? I will save Gigi, bam, bam, shot, reverse, panned over, grab, frame them together. I promise I'll save you. She looks up. Help Gigi, please. We spin, 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 and bring it and lock it in. We don't ever disconnect the camera from one eye line to the other eye line. So instead of just being two people in a room looking at each other, we follow the red thread, right? The red thread of love. We follow the thread of connection between them, and they're looking right at each other, and there's no break between it. They're completely coherent. Whatever is going on is going back and forth between them. It's like it's all in this little loop. Really powerful, simple camera work that is like 100% an expansion on the manga, because you can't do that in manga. You can't slow flow something over. I mean, I guess you could in like 300 panels, but it's not going to work. It's not going to have the same effect on the brain. But here, the effect that this has on the brain is like, yes, I see you. We're eye to eye. Got it. I like it. I like it a lot. And then he transforms, and I really like this transformation. I imagine that this is the same guy who's been rocking the transformations as we go. It sort of grows and slides out, and the teeth ting 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 ting. Some sound effects for it too. Are you ready? And so we do our multi-stage rocket booster, and it's pretty fun, pretty silly, but also like kind of tense in that space of tension where it's like, oh, what's gonna happen? But you know that it's gonna work, kind of. She did it! And then there's an instant purplification. Ding! With a little cling. Found you. Time to fight. I love Yorokobe. You were the first to die. And then we get another transformation. And this one's way, like, smoother and kind of gooier. Like, look at the way that all the teeth come up. Instead of being like tink, 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 rigid, solid bodies that like slide across and become the thing, it's like and it all warbles together and forms its shapes. Not the shapes appear tink, 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 but they like whoop into being. Whoop. Look at the teeth come into being. And it's all happening as he speaks underneath, and then the mouth forms. And ching. Really cool to see these two distinct visions of just a few seconds apart of what it looks like for Okarun to facially transform. I just want to watch through this one. Right? It's like, this one's like flower petals opening. Each one of them starts somewhere and appears and like iterates or shifts into its position, and whereas this one's like, it's like injection molding. It's like goop warps into becoming the shapes and then locks itself in. Ching. Ching. There's so much interesting range in this show. It's kind of absurd. It's kind of absurd. Because that's like nothing compared to the Sakuga extravaganza that's going to happen, which, even in an episode that's not as heavy on the Sakuga for Dandadan, is so far beyond the norm of what television anime can do. It's so far beyond. It's in competition with stuff like JJK S2 and probably S3 and some of these like more modern shows that are just so full of movement and animation and animators and like novel stuff and overworked crunch-timed humans, but this doesn't feel quite the same. It's so lively, it's so vibrant, it's so full of difference and interesting changes and switch-ups and stuff. Man, I think it's cool. What can I do? She goes for this, comes up with the idea, and decides a fire. A fire is the only way. Awesome. Okay. Okarun sprinting and running away from the thing. There are so many angles. There are so many different, similar to the difference in like goopification versus clickification. There are these like locked in running sprinting. There are these like very Devilman Crybaby-esque like I'm running with my whole body forward kind of scenes that are shot very 2D, very flat from the side. And then sometimes they warp into each other and one of them becomes the other, even though it's like turning 2D into 3D. It like shouldn't be possible, but then the hypercube spins and Dandadan does whatever the fuck it wants. This is like pretty straightforward action animation style here, but with this really beautifully locked in camera that's pulling out. And then let's go find like the next one that's dramatically different. Oh, okay. Yeah, right after this kick and this comes down, and then there's this extreme like 3D camera stuff. Yum. Maximally dynamic toward us. We're pulling through houses with the camera, fully pulling through them. And I said 3D camera, but this may not be 3D camera. Like, this looks animated. Just three-dimensionally perfect at the same time. And again, there is some technology going on behind the scenes at Science Saru that is kind of blowing my mind, and I'm not able to understand really what the workflow might look like. He zooms all the way up fully to us. Whoa, and then past us. And we're back into it, and he's bouncing around. Okay. And then a different scene. Woof, bam. We turn it into a bit of a fight, but then fling him off to the side. It's unfortunate, but this is where we stop. And he traps him in here. Something about the way that Okarun, like, bongs off of the walls in here is really neat. Bong! Guess, and maybe it's just the sound effect? It's just the sound effect. Because the animation's just fine, normal, what you'd expect, but the sound effect sells it. Stuck in here, half in, half out. What is this? Oh, it's the twisting of the spirits, I guess? It's a really cool set of, I assume, hand-done swirly visual things. Oh. And all these faces. I think those are the spirits looking in on the house making it. Yeah. Yeah. But me, I can enter here, no problem. Tadaima. We have so much fun moving the camera around this space. Somehow, even with all this movement potential, it just shows us how entrapped and claustrophobic the place is. And Gigi gets to really loom and beat the ever-loving shit out of Okarun for a while. This drops us into, like, pretty desperate territory. I don't have a way out here. I assumed that Okarun would have something, but this is the part where I question that first portion. I'm like, actually, did Okarun really have a plan? Or was he just trying to save Momo? It looks great, too. I mean, it's visceral. There's such momentum to it. He knocks Okarun back up against the ropes repeatedly, and then lets him like rebound into the fist for extra power. And he's grinning and ha ha ha. We've got this huge from above angle on any of those facial expressions, so it's like it's a lot. And then these big smeary shots for the actual punches landing. After you, I will torture that girl. I'll torment and torture and torture and torture. Yeah, about that. I don't think you should have done that. You violated my friend. Yeah. Gigi wouldn't do this, so you took him. Give him back. Punches again. We're ready to go for it. Okay, so how do we bring red into this frame? Because we're all purple. Okarun drops to his like squat, and then he like glows a little bit. Yeah, and then it fades, and then he leaps up. We're still purple. He brings the red. Whoa, okay, so it comes with his fists, and then it's everywhere when it lands. Nice. Oh, and then it blasts him upward and carries it upward with it? Yeah. Pew! Like a beam of red. Oh, and then wave. Final wave? Nope. Wave. But that's not enough. I see. So it's like a burst of color, but it doesn't take over the space. Gigi fires back, and we get I'm going full throttle. Drop, flash. And then red bursts upward. Okay, and then the coolest part about this is that the purple keeps trying to descend, and like he's playing keep up with a balloon, and then it starts to fall, and he's like, nope, ba. It's not that often that I see a flurry of punches that's as cool as a JoJo's flurry of punches without trying to reference JoJo's. This doesn't feel like it's trying to be a reference. This feels like it's its own thing entirely. The 20 rep count for it, the slamming him up against the ceiling part of it, the whole thing feels familiar, but new. Like a new thing developed out of a vast and deep knowledge of all the old things, as opposed to just being a rehash or a reference or an homage. It feels really fucking good. Yeah, so the purple drops back down. I'm gonna get you. No, you're not. He just stays in full throttle for as much as he needs. 20. What a beast. This shot of Okarun just standing here victorious. Kind of he doesn't have the jaw portion, so he's kind of himself Super Saiyan as opposed to being Turbo Baba. And there's a piece of that. Maybe it's intentional and maybe it's not, but like we get these scenes like this one right here, where we're focused on Okarun and he's punching up, but we're focused on him in this like hunched over position. I don't know why, but this feels like reps. It feels like exercise reps. It feels like practice, getting up to 20, right? It feels like, strangely, like a fulfillment of what Okarun has been trying to do by working out on his own. And his ability to stand against Gigi physically feels like a fulfillment of that. It feels like a payoff. It feels like Okarun a few weeks ago wouldn't have been able to make this last set happen and punch him through, you know? And it doesn't feel like it's just Granny full throttle. It feels like it's Okarun full throttle. It's cool. It's really cool to see him like achieve that and get to stand there and be badass and be like, "You really fucked with me, man," and then collapse because he's overdone it. That's a big heavy boy. Granny is stuck. The character acting around pulling Granny out and then falling in is really silly and utterly terrifying. We turn our attention to Momo's side. Scary evil cop is scary and evil. You gotta be really fucking careful. But the earthquake begins and the beast emerges. So it's this shot right here. I really like this. This looks a lot like a couple of scenes in Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 with large creatures or even giant roots when the tree dude does a tree thing and we've got our characters like spinning and sliding in a Watanabe cut all over it. This reminds me a lot of that. Just this huge thing. Blah. I wouldn't be surprised if whoever did this has also worked recently on Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Big scale boy. What a monster. Let's go, Momo. A little bit of science, right? And then she can't get enough sunlight to it, so she flings a fire truck at a house. Talk about badass shit. Momo flinging a fire truck at a house in order to burn a giant evil snake monster is amazing. Unfortunately, it seems like some piece of the legend was true, and somehow the snake was preventing that from erupting. And now it has erupted. That's bad. I'm gonna jump to Sakuga rather rapidly and find out, see if I can confirm a couple of those cuts being who I think they are or not, and just expand my understanding of who's working on this thing. This is just character acting. Okay. Artist unknown. Shota Kanbayashi. This is getting pulled away by the cops and struggling. Okay. Kaito Tomioka. Boom, boom, boom. And then the explosion of the thing and the streaks going by. It is really cool looking with the lightning and the clouds and all that jazz. It's very neat looking. Big monster. Falling apart and falling over. Artist unknown. Okay. Monster falling and scrambling. Artist unknown. Okay. Oh, this is that shot. Look at how distinct these like debris and fire portions that are getting blasted away by the emergence of the thing are. They're really artful, but they're also blurred. Really interesting. And then there's the huge scale of the thing as it flows and blah blah blah. Hey, Tetsu. Wee. Wee. Okay, cool. Euhoetus and Genta Ishimori. Oh, it's Eulotus. Okay. So it's 0 to 2.4 is Euhotus, and then 2.5 to end is Saitoa, which I guess might be Ishimori. I'm not actually sure. So just those first couple seconds are okay. And then the rest of it is listed as Genta Ishimori, which would make a lot of sense to me if this was actually Genta Ishimori. Is Saitoa a... Okay, Saitoa is Genta Ishimori. Got it. Mikaos. This is our pummel, and the below pummel, and the above pummel, the whole thing. Okay, what? Azure Lane Fate Grand Order series. Okay, neat. Apparently worked on the OP for Dandadan for season 1. That's cool. Genta Ishimori is flinging a fire truck at a house. That's cool. That's cool. The momentum transfer right there. Woof, woof, woof. The hands go woof, woof. And then the thing goes whoom. If I don't think about it, it doesn't make sense that like, oh, that's a work of genius, but then woof, woof. That's a work of genius. That's brilliant. Yu Yoshiyama. This is our opening sequence. Yeah. And then the blasts, and then a bunch of the running too. Okay, so here's a portion where we've got that like sideways running, we got that from behind running, and like all these distinct runnings. I guess they're all Yoshiyama in this sequence. Freaking crazy. And One Peach sprinting around. Oh wow, this is the whole sequence. This whole portion. How the fuck? Oh, One Peach also did this one, which has similar, like, huge scale to it. Ah. Hold on. There's Genga. Oh my god, they're drawn. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, there are structure lines, right? But it's all drawn. Is this one too? No. No, these are 3D mapped, aren't they? Or wait, am I wrong? Am I wrong and these are just drawn? Oh my god, they're just drawn. They're just sketched in. How the fuck? Okay. Okay. This show's so cool. Let's watch more of it. Let me sync things up really quick, make sure everything's good. I'll be right back for the next episode. Okay, let's leap into Dandadan Season 2, Episode 4, titled That's Like Way Deadly. Beep beep timer. If that's talking about the volcano. Oops. Well, we can't put that back. Which she did, right? By breaking the thing. I hope she's pissed about this. And also the rainbow. In the first episode when she broke the snake. Okay. Okay. Momo, what are you doing? That was so cool looking. That was also so cool looking. What is she doing? What's the plan, Momo? Just just to plug that? Uh what? Oh, it's a hose! She's gonna pour water on the volcano? Or at least like create a barrier. Yeah. To hell with crappy legends like that. Momo the firefighter. Blech. Awesome. Brilliant, Momo. It's really D&B inspired, isn't it? The whole OP. I guess it goes through like 3 or 4 different styles. That's D&B drums, though. Let me go halftime. Then that D&B beat comes back in. But now it's filled out with all these instruments and these bursts of like musical color. Oh, I don't know. Oh, that's bad. But if you've put water around the village, you can protect the village. What you got, Momo? Build a wall. Oosha! I love that she's pumping herself up all the way through. Yeah. Oh, god damn it. Trying to save your fucking town. Ugh. You just made up a new yokai. Oh! Oh, the shrine priest guy. Master's grandchild? Domo. Shisho. Very useful, Grandma. Aww. Mmm. Alright, yeah, you can have it. Yeah, fuck handstand boo tubing. Do martial arts. Is she gotten weaker? Or is it just full of goop? She's getting weaker. Oh, shit! Son of a purple bitch. How's he up here, though? Not quite. Snake style. Didn't work. Oh, protecting her. Alright, we're kind of teaming up against Gigi. Where's Okarun? He's still stuck down there? So did Gigi just wake up? Yikes. Okay. Uh-huh. Nah, dude, all this trouble was here and you brought it. Together? Uh, uh. Fuck. It's nice when it's on our side. Momo's ability to move people around is such a force multiplier. Alright, I don't know that one. This is also drum and bass. Uh. Uh. Oh. She felt that. I didn't like that cut. He rotated the wrong way. Oh shit, she's out of juice. Okarun! Somebody! Or is Momo just gonna take this hit? Who's that? Oh! Oh, it's our, is that our guy? Our gig worker? That is our gig worker. Why is he here? Yeah, how did you get here? Oh! He brought his spaceship? Wait, is that Grandma? But she doesn't have that much power out here, though. Wait, is that the... It's the mannequin! Alright, what is this song in the background? It must be like a theme song for a kid's show. You gotta just jump down. Hmm. 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 This is so weird. Hi. Wait, she's Seiko and he's Taro, right? The mannequin? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? That whole sequence has been really strange. This looks more like Ishimori. Oh, hi, Taro. Oh, he's getting a William Tell overture. Oh, it's the same cut. It's the same cut recolored. Brilliant. That's new. Please reassemble. Taro! He's got him. This might be what he wants. Oh. Oh, she put a bunch of things on all the insides of his things. We're gonna trap him in this, aren't we? A human-shaped suppression system. Taro, you legend. King. Holy shit. That's really cool. Hell yeah. Oh, we find out why Granny is Granny. Song continues on, what the fuck? Okay, we can goop all the fire and we can go save Okaroon. Then we can get the hell out of here. Oh! Oh, it's the kid! It's the kid in the OP. Oop! Homete kudasai. I really love that interaction. You don't seem to need him. Is she going after them already? Desperately so. She promised. It's a great run. That's also a great run. Oh, whoa. Yeah, take a breath, take a breath. Let's go, Mr. Gigwaka! Oh, is it all magma down there? Oh, shit. Uh-oh. But, luck. Damn. But luck. You're right. Mm-hmm. Don't know what you got till it's gone, huh? It isn't, but I'm glad we get to have this to spare. Also die? He's not dead, he's waiting. Hey? Why? Because Okarun is right behind you? Oh. We have lifted the magma out? Nice. No need. There, I have solved the problem. Eee. Oh, hi there. Not sure how you survived that, but I sure am glad to see you, buddy. Boo-doo-doo. Oh, he was stuck in the goop! Got gooped in. Luck. So, him falling into the goop was actually good luck, not bad. And she gets to reach out and pull him out, which is a reverse of the OP where he's pulling her out of the quicksand. Oh, you did, dude. No! Baka. Aww. Aww. She lost him. She lost him for a few minutes. He was gone to her. Wow, she returns the same line. That was a great ending. It all makes sense. It all tracks. The frickin' snake dragon with the rainbow was the thing. The monk comes in and is actually cool. temporary team up between enemies. True despair and loss. Previous friends that we've made coming back around. Oh, there's so much. This is such good anime. That was an awesome way to conclude this arc. There are so many pieces that click together in the last few minutes that are so wonderful and so weird. Granny's arrival and the folding back in of the Mantisian and Chiquitita and the like people that we've helped before come back around is a trope that I really like, that really resonates with me. So having that work here, I think, is super cool. Bringing the Kitos back in and having this like, we'll work together to battle against this enemy, even though we're still really enemies. I really like that. I really like getting to see Momo interact with other fighters as like I called her a force multiplier, as she's able to move people in and out of the battle, and I think that's really right on. There's a sequence of cuts that we have to really look at. I'm honestly not a fan of them, I think, but they're really impressive and interesting when we first have Granny battling with Gigi and we're like really whipping the camera through stuff a whole bunch. Super weird looking. I love bringing the like golden yellow from the aliens in. The song that plays is so weird and clearly a reference to something, but then it's also like it's got Taro and Seiko's names in it, and that's very strange. Gigi fighting is really cool, and there are some familiar cuts and some unfamiliar cuts there. Then the whole thing, just all the little story beats coming together and this feeling of catharsis at the end. Everything plays out and fits in and ties up and wraps together really well. Um, Momo's desire to follow through with her promise and like having solved this thing, she's immediately, even before our mind turns to it, Momo's mind is already on saving Okarun. We can see and feel where she's actually at internally. And she's so desperate too that she's like pushing against the limitations of her power. And it's a real reversal of the sort of thing where Okarun has been chasing after saving Momo, right? Or like chasing after being able to be there for Momo. And he's usually the one that's in this sort of desperate, oh God, I'm not there, I haven't shown up, I'm so sorry, kind of a perspective. And we get to fully flip that in a way that it glues together on that shot that we talked about where Momo says, I'll save you, and we whip around to Okarun's eyes and they're connected. We have to break that connection in order for them to go off and do their separate things. And it's like, as soon as Momo finishes that separate thing, she wants to return to that connection and bring back that promise and reconnect and refulfill. And it's like the fact that we don't get that immediately, that it seems to her and to us somewhat, although we're kind of aware that Okarun isn't going to die here, right? In a way that the character in world isn't. It it like it brings that back around and clicks it together and locks it in when she feels like she can't do it, like she isn't able to actually fulfill her promise and save Okarun. And it's like it reminds me of one of the better descriptions of grief that I've heard, which is like wanting to reach out to somebody and they're not there, right? That's a lot of the experience of grief when you lose somebody in your life. They were the person that you talked to when you got really sad at work, or like you had a problem in your relationship, you went to a parent and you talked to them. And now you have that circumstance and you want to go talk to them and they're not there. Here it's like, we fixed the thing, now it's time for me and Okarun to connect. He's not there. He's gone. And that deepens the despair. It makes it so much more solid. There's this lack of being able to fulfill my promise fuck, there's this loss of a person that I actually care about, and in that loss is this realization of how much I care about them. That's what we see when we flash through these images of Okarun in Momo's mind as she's realizing that he's gone, as she's coming to the conclusion that he's dead and under the magma and destroyed. She sees these flashes of him, and it's like, oh shit, all these connections, these moments that I've been kind of taking for granted or haven't processed up to realize, like, oh, these are really important to me. Suddenly they're really important because the person that I wanted to reach out to isn't there. And that catalyzes my emotions toward all the other things that we've experienced together and makes me realize how much it's how important it is that we are together. And we play that into the, like, he leaps forward and lands his face into her chest and, like, gets really awkward about it, and then she embraces him because it's like we're at a stage that's beyond the like, ooh, it's all weird and sex is scary and stuff. Like, we're a little bit beyond that. We're just glad that you are alive. Like, glad that we get a chance to explore things together, to, like, find out, to try more. Yeah, yeah, wow, wow. Wow, cool. Okay, let's go through it, and then we'll check it out on Sakuga. It's all because of you! I told you! Great Serpent Lord protected this land. It's all over now. The Serpent Lord passed away, and it's your fault. And she realizes what really happened. It's just like the legend says. How are you going to take responsibility? And then she thinks it through, but we don't get told about the fire hose thing. We just get this one image, and that's when she thinks it through, right? Earthworms can't be in the sun. Why is there this legend? It can't be this. It's the fountain. I already got it. People in the past knew, and now she runs off and does her own thing. Human sacrifices can suck it. I love this. Whoa. Neat. And then there's this sequence of her sprinting down that's really unique looking. Here. We've seen Okarun animated in this style, like by this animator, I think. My brain wants to place it, but it's in tip of my tongue space. That's fine, we'll find it. And then all the other characters follow. With the hands dangling behind and warbling and warping. And then scramble around even more. Whoa. I really like this style. Scramble, 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 scramble. Really, really like it. And she's setting up a big old fire hose. Water main, check. These are so fun. Even this in the background here, her feet feel so big and chonky. This face running is really cool, and then the one next to or right after it, I think, was really cool. No, okay. Fire. It looks great. We're interrupted by the Kitos. And then in the last minute, we get this impact frame, and we're saved by Mr. Monk. Oh. Oh. Ooh. Those are cool. Those are cool. They're really, really crisp. I like them. Didn't think you were Master's grandchild. Once this gets hit by the thing and it explodes in all these little pieces and starts spewing goo everywhere, I feel like this is really impressive looking. Like the goo slows from here and more of it spills out this way, and it's all got interesting texture and the monster is wow. Really crazy looking. And again, really crazy looking. Super duper cool. And suddenly, Gigi's here, and we're in it. Gigi? So we battle just the three of us for a little while, with Momo pulling people around and dropping them off in different locations, and everybody coming in to sort of protect each other. But we're still on the backside. We're on the back foot throughout this. Like, we're just barely surviving. I love I will talk about what I want to. Also, I'm hungry. I won't tell you about that. Also, hunger. This is all your fault. Shut up. We got to do this together. Okay, so he looms, and then we get pushed out of the way by him. I see. We get this big slide, which I thought was really cool. Daisetsuzan drop. I wonder what that actually is. Oh, this cut. I didn't like this cut. Yeah. It's because the momentum switches. The bottom half of his body momentum is all going to the right side of the screen. And then he whips his upper body here, and his momentum's going left. But it shouldn't be. He should actually he should kick right, kick across the right side of the screen, and then he should tuck his left leg up under that and spin up that way, right? As is, he kicks this way, and then the whole momentum reverses. While he's fully up in the air, his lower half should be going to the right of the screen. Instead, it goes to the left, and he kicks it down and under. That's why it messed with me. Is like this is kind of it's a mix is what's going on. There's a mix between this weird kick and a classic b-boy move that's like an air flare or like a um it's kind of like an air flare or it's kind of like a windmill. But if you're gonna do an air flare or a windmill, you have to get your body has to rotate in the same direction all the way through, right? But he rotates the other way. That's why it looked weird to me, because it is. It's like we can believe that it's fine because he's a spirit and he can do whatever the fuck he wants, right? He's a magic creature. But if he was a physical entity, he'd have to leap the other direction. So it looks like he sort of stops midair and starts rotating the other way, and it doesn't read as right to me. Okay. That is like the first time in all of Dandadan that there's been a piece of animation that I haven't liked. Or that I thought was like a mistake in any way, and it's not even really a mistake. Right up to it. Incoming. Ba-bam! Somebody else is here. Ba-ba-ba-bam! Mantician! We get the craziest theme song. The most insane reveal as she stands on a mannequin. And it drags out for a while, almost as though that's part of the joke, is that she's like just sort of standing there. Okay, let's go, Kappa. She drops down. We launch into combat. We're moving forward. I want to clock where we transition into the like really chaotic sequence of cuts that stops making sense to me. Okay, it's right here. Okay. Our animator switches here. This is fine. This is normal. This is not. We're like flashing things around the edges of the screen. We move with his big movement. We do this like ting 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 sort of battle here. Ting 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 ting. But then the camera moves. Right? As she steps back here. Yeah, the camera woof with it. And we cut in like under the legs. And now stuff gets weird. Okay. No, sorry. Now stuff gets weird. That's weird enough, but I think I'm actually wrong about that being the same as this person. Because that's weird enough. But then there's this. Okay. Here from the wide. We come here, and the whole background is shifting and moving. Stuff is taking up the whole frame. Like, how did we whip this around? We whip around. Oh, and then suddenly he's here. Then Gigi's kicking him, and we're tumbling around with Mantician. Oh, and then it, like, flashes. Like, why? Is this... Oh, he punches. This is a punch past Gigi's face. And then a flurry past Gigi's face. And then we follow Gigi in and through and around? Yeah, okay. And then it's way back. And then Then Seiko comes in and pushes Gigi past the camera. We're pulling and warping on Seiko. And then we're rotating up and around. Oh, and then there's a cut. So all of that was held in continuity. Like it all flows together. There's no cut exactly through here. However, even with that continuity, there are a couple of portions that I find really hard to follow. Yeah, like this loses me. I think it's because of the frames being blocked off by the fists, and we're like pushing in and out with the camera fast enough that I lose track of objects. It's like I talk pretty often about, or sometimes, about the closure effect and how like really good animators can create space and understanding despite broad distances between frames, like really big jumps. But those jumps happen interspersed with stuff that's really coherent and really cohesive in its physics, in its like locations of objects, so that you can still follow it and your brain can glue them together. And I feel like this sequence has gone too far. I feel like it's tried to step one step beyond what the brain is like really capable of grasping immediately, or at least what my brain is capable of grasping immediately. Like as I'm watching through it, I'm realizing what some of the chaos is, but I wasn't going to be able to register those even subconsciously as I watched it through at full speed. Does that make sense? I think there's a fine line. You want the subconscious to at least recognize things so that it can glue everything together and create a coherent whole. So if you lose that, I think you really lose out on something pretty important. Okay, let's carry it through. So there's our cut across to Seiko's side. Boom, bam, and we cut here. Now we're over here. This is pretty simple back and forth fighting. We're bobbing the camera back and forth like this as the characters' heads go like this. And that's pretty reasonable. Cut out, we go wider. Sort of slamming down. Thing goes up. And then this feels more like Genta Ishimori. With the like, ka-chow! Ka-chow! And that's our setup for the mannequin to come in. I like it's strange, but I really like the reuse of this cut from him. It's like it's his secret move is to just run fast at things. I kind of like it. And then I really like this cut because it's a unique and different one. It's got a lot of flow and flair to it. And then it reorients as he like scrambles. Oh, going this way. I like this. I think call this an Obari punch. We pull way back, push all the way through. We just don't push through the eye. We push through like the neck area for the big looming punch. I still think that that's an Obari punch. Shattered into pieces, but that's the plan all along. You put a bunch of spirit totems on the inside of a human-shaped thing, and you've got a perfect lockbox. It's like a straitjacket for yokai. Really brilliant from Granny here, and in teaming up with the priest, click, 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 encased, captured, and saved. Really nice. Nice victory! The song going in the background is so silly and brings that absurdist Dandadan energy. I love that we get to meet Chiquitita. I was really wondering what this creature in the OPED portion was, and now we get to find out. Well done, Chiquitita! I really like this interaction. It's kind of cute. How he's like, actually, I would like you to praise me because you were not communicating well, and I did okay. It's like, yeah, you're okay, I guess. I like it. I like it. And hey, what about Momo? Momo is running. I really like the voice actress panting, and Momo's facial expressions and the sort of desperation in the run. It's desperate. You're at the edge of your breath. There's nothing else you can do. She's sort of clawing at the air as she's running. Like, it doesn't have coherent fists or anything. It's just every bit of it reads as like terrified and trying her best. She doesn't have the spiritual powers, but she does have allies. She does have friends. So she stares into the into the magma. No way. And it flashes through all these scenes of Okarun and sees him. Kind of both of him, though, right? Like, sees him standing up for her, sees him as this, this yokai and ally, and sees him as this kind of nervous, cute kid, right? Who's got some vulnerability to him too. She sees the whole picture. But only because he's gone. It can't be, so she goes to ask for something. I'm gonna go in, but there's no need. You don't have to die in vain. Because there's another way. Not hot at all. He's in there and he's safe, and it is deeply lucky. So she tears up. I'm sorry, I said that I would handle Mr. Gigi, but I couldn't do anything after all, and then stuck to the thing, face plants into her, and we do play this joke, right? Like, this is how many thousands of times has this joke been done? A bajillion, Bajillion. Main character in main female character's titties? Oh, no! We don't play it for laughs here. We play it for sincerity. We play it for, like, this doesn't even matter in this moment. Like, it freaks Okarun out for all sorts of layered reasons. Like, he doesn't want to hurt Momo. He doesn't want to like cross any boundaries or lines or whatever that they haven't established. All those things. He doesn't know what he's doing. But Momo doesn't even like notice. At least outwardly. Doesn't matter. We get Okarun pulling back, and we get all this animation around how freaked out he is. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I'll leave, I'll pull away. And she just embraces him silently, and we get these little sparkles of embers from the magma, like fireflies or little fireworks going. And she repeats the exact same lines. I'm the one who should be sorry. I promised I would save you, and I couldn't do anything. She weeps, but then she smiles a little bit. Thank goodness you're alive. That's what really matters. You're alive. Big starscape behind, and the, like, cracked cocoon of a goop egg. Somehow, this was able to alchemize the classic pretty shit accidental grope faceplant in titties scene into real emotional connection between characters. And I think that is exemplary of what Dandadan has been doing with some of its tropes, is messing with them, playing them sincerely, and then building something more interesting out of them. And I'm here for it all the way. Let's go check this episode out on Sakuga, and then we'll give it a wrap. Okay, so there's a bunch here. Let's grab the top 2 rows, because there are a bunch. I actually want to grab this one and this one too, because they look like they're part of the, like, fight that I want to see. And then let me grab the top 2 rows. Hiroaki, Takagi. Oh. This says SBED. SB is storyboard. I don't know what ED is. This is our running up to it scene and then getting blasted. Okay, interesting. Artist unknown. I know what I'll do. Storyboard. Oh, episode director. Duh. Hironori Tanaka, storyboard and episode director. Cool. he was storyboarding and episode directing on Chainsaw Man and also on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, Season 2, and he was the AD entirely for Jujutsu Kaisen 0. I thought so. I thought that name was really familiar. Okay, so he's storyboarding and episode directing this. Cool. Here's... Okay, this is that spin around fight. Some of it is Ebata for some of this back and forth battle stuff. Cool. Yuki Kikuchi for the fighting, for the 1v1 direct fighting. Okay, cool. That makes sense because he did a bunch in the previous, like, a couple episodes ago. This is big swing and ting, ting. Oh, it's Ebata. Okay. I said that this, or wait, Ebata's probably this portion. Start to 7 seconds is Hiroaki Takagi for these, like, ting, ting. Huh. Alright, flinging the snake. Last cut should be Saitoa. That tracks. It definitely could be. But I don't know. Artist unknown, Hironori Tanaka. This is getting clicked. Okay. Chi Ching Lai, sorry. As he emerges and begins to really blow stuff up. Okay, cool. Oh, this is one of those running sequences. Artist unknown. And then this run, and then this run. All of Momo running through this episode is really cool. We've got an in-cylinder cut. Oh, this is right when she gets whooped. Punchin'. I thought that these were really cool sequences. You know what? I see it. This sliding cut and the cut where Ira runs and leaps up over the side of somebody and then keeps running are very familiar, and I believe that was in Cylinder too. Okay, cool. Hayato Kurosaki and Satoshi Sakai. Oh, for all the goopification. Nyom. And then getting blasted by the beams of the thing. This is all Kurosaki. Okay, I want to see if Kurosaki is, like, known for that water stuff. It's JJKS2. That's one, Chainsaw Man OP. Oh, there's water. Yep, there's more water. Okay. Oh, this is the... It's hard to say, because there are so many things grouped together here. Also, so many things grouped together here. This is just Kurosaki, though. Oh, for all the debris and the wind. Yeah, it's those big debris effects and, like, liquids. Gas is a liquid too. Smoke is a liquid too. All of those being leveraged for that cut make a lot of sense to me. Okay, cool. Genta Ishimori for these runs. It's Saitoa. Cool. Those are some of my favorite things in the episode, are just these characters running around being crazy. Riki Toku. Okay, Riki Toku did the running behind this guy and then sort of, like, pivoting and scrambling, which makes sense given how much of the Okarun's running sequences have been Riki Toku. But I was sort of putting Riki Toku as, like, transformation, but he's also done a bunch of the boom running. 125 in lip sync animation pool. Okay, this is the grab. I really like the way that Okarun looks here, with the eyes becoming sort of more cartoony than the rest of him. And then bam, and then her. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, and tippity top, I assume, is the cut that I, like, find hard to follow. Yep, here we dink, dink, dink. We whoosh around. We sort of cut through. We get kind of jumbled over here with Mantisian. Like, it's undeniably impressive. in every way this is cool, but there are some things that break up the flow of it for my brain, and ugh, I don't it doesn't it doesn't have that oomph to it because it gets sort of it ends up feeling kind of choppy. There are moments like this one where she looks up over her shoulder and we follow down where it's like that lands really well, and then it immediately cuts away from the continuity that is built for her to run up and swing, and it's like I don't know why you would glue some of these portions together and then de-glue the other portions and put things that break them up. It feels kind of like a mishmash. It doesn't feel as well planned as it sort of could be. I feel like this whole sequence could be tippity top tier, and instead it's kind of meh. Maybe that's just me. Maybe my brain just doesn't work its way around this animation. Let me look at some of Sato's other stuff. This is Toshiyuki Sato. Okay, I've looked through these a couple times. So let me grab this Kyukawa and that one. Let me grab the Promare one. Let's see if we can get a vibe here. Yeah, the spatial stuff, but there's more flow to it. There's better flow to it. Oh, this sequence which is insane, but like this is also Kyukawa. So it's hard to figure out what Sato might. Oh, 9.4 to the end is Sato. So this portion is Sato. Yeah, so here we have like such great flow. You know? Like such incredible flow. The camera follows this multi-transforming creature as it runs around and jumps through this space. And there are portions where it's like it jumps, but it glues together in that internal closure effect sort of way. Like there's a big distance between back here and up over here, but we flow through it fluidly so that I don't feel like we get locked. And even here, when we have this like portion of the screen get wiped by the branch that goes by, we keep the fingers in frame so that we have something to lock back into when we zoom back in and re-clarify. It's carefully orchestrated so that we never lose track of what we're looking at. Okay. I don't think the Premiere cut is so dramatically different that I don't think it matters here. Huh. Really interesting that the top beloved cut in this episode doesn't land for me. Doesn't happen that often. But I think it's really clear to me why, and it's because of these moments where it loses continuity. The portions where it maintains continuity, he whips his arm past, and then she runs in, and then he flows over, and we're kind of lost for a second, but we can follow Seiko's eyeline up and over her shoulder and land down with it. And then I expect it to flow through, and it cuts instead. Yeah? Huh. I don't like it. It is undeniably impressive, and I don't like it. De gustibus non est disputandum, as they say. In matters of taste, there can be no dispute. I don't really know why I don't like it. It's because it doesn't all lock together. It doesn't flow, bro. But it does in a different way. It's cool to see and try to wrap my head around an animator's vision of a scene and come to the conclusion that I have a different vision of the scene. Obviously, though, like, I could not formulate and turn my vision of the scene into a sequence of animated drawings. Like, I don't have that skill and capacity now. Toshiyuki Sato is so far beyond me in that realm that to criticize this is rather foolhardy. But what I can do still is speak to what I see and feel about it. And what I feel is a loss of something that I think could have been really cool. And maybe to a lot of other people it is, but to me it just doesn't land. Despite that, I think this has been an excellent pair of episodes that lands its emotional beats perfectly and concludes with stronger relationships across the board. We still have an open question as to what we're going to do with Gigi. We have sealed him away, but I don't think your guy is going to live inside a mannequin for the rest of his life. So maybe we can bring him home and deal with this spirit that he's now entangled with. We'll have to find out next time on Dandadan. Thanks so much for watching Dandadan with me this week. I hope you enjoyed these couple of episodes as much or even more than I did. If there's anything that I missed or didn't talk about that you'd like to highlight, please drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you have any thoughts about the way that the relationship is developing, or any elements that feel like they're relevant and resonant and maybe resonated with you powerfully, I'd love to hear about those too. I'll see you next week for more Dandadan, or you can catch it a little bit early on the Patreon linked in the description. Either way, thanks for watching with me. Much love. Peace.